I don't want to say this, but I think Bitcoin is getting centralized. And the reason why I think Bitcoin is getting centralized is multifaceted, mainly because of people buying it up, institutions and businesses, and people that we tend to worship, like Michael Saylor buying a ton of Bitcoin, which I think that's a problem, and also pooling, right? There's a lot of pools out here that people tend to want to use because of their ease of use, and those pools are getting a lot of hash rate. Now, I personally think that we should, at the very least, not be worshiping people who have 1, 2, 3% of all of the Bitcoin in existence. And I also think that we should try to avoid using the pools that we see on YouTube, this video included, and try to find pools that we can spread our hash rate on, because the power of crypto is decentralization. Once you lose that, and once you have entities that come in to take that power away, then you no longer, in my opinion, have true cryptocurrency. That's why I want to show you all this pool that I found. Yes, it is somewhat sponsored. I didn't get any money from this, but I did get a good referral from them, and it's called Neopool. They're not a small pool, but they're also not a super large pool. And I'm going to be moving some of my Bitcoin mining rigs to this pool to help continue the true decentralization of the Bitcoin network. Let's hop into it.
All right, so here's the website. It's pretty much like any other pooling website for the most part, except for the fact that there are some pools that don't require sign in. This one actually does require a sign in, but there's positives and negatives to that. Positive is you can have referrals like me, and then the negative obviously is you have to give them your information. So anyways, let's go over to the mining pool stats. Let's see where they're ranked currently. So under Bitcoin, it looks like they're ranked somewhere in the low 20s here, which is pretty nice. So it's nothing to be like, oh, this is a big pool. But at the same time, you're going to get your payouts because it's not something super small if you're doing like true pooling and not solo mining. So I think it's a pretty decent pool on that regard. Now, going over here, I'm signed in now, and we're just going to toggle through this and kind of learn together on how to use this pool. So I'm just going to click some buttons here. So it looks like over here, you're able to get your actual pool configuration information. So I'm going to take this and plug it into my little home miners for now. But let's go over to here. So it looks like they have a My Bill section, which is nice to see. The payment section is pretty standard with that 0.001. Most pools, this is pretty much their minimum before you can withdraw. So, I mean, for most people, I don't know if you're going to be able to get to this minimum, but if you have a larger miner, you should be able to get to this minimum as long as Bitcoin doesn't like explode in value. Here's some security reminders, which is nice. It's telling me to set up my multi-factor authentication. So there are some positives with this particular pool. Let's still scroll through here. Okay, this looks like this is empty because I don't have any transfers yet. This is where that would be. And here's my profile. Nothing too crazy here. I don't think I need to hide any of that information, but here is my mining accounts. Nothing here as well. And sorry, I think I'm coming on with a cold, so if you hear sniffles through this, it is what it is. Okay, this is the notification settings, so you can set up your notifications, which is also nice. And then there's a referral down there, and if you want to use this pool, the referral link is in the description. Let's go back over here, and
one eternity later.
All right, it looks like they are in, or at least one is in, which is nice to see on the platform. So this one finally was identified by the pool. That means that it submitted a share. So that's awesome to see. Let's see this. Okay, just refreshing and seeing if there's any differences going on. None, because this is a really small miner. So I'm not really going to see too much doing that. Okay. So let's give it a day and see what happens.
The next day.
All right, so it looks like we got some actual Satoshis in here now. This is looking pretty good. It's not a lot, obviously. Again, this is just a home miner, but pretty nice. Let's see what's over here. So, okay, it's just showing me my daily stats, how much terahash I'm running, how many miners, the overall average over here. So it's pretty standard. I do like this. It's something, again, that you'll see from other big name pools, but seeing this from like a smaller pool is pretty awesome. And this dark mode is also very nice. I probably should have done that from the beginning. So apologies to those who do not like anything but dark mode. But here are my rigs there, you see, and then you also see my bills, where for every reward that they pay me, they also take a little bit off of it, just as a pool fee for their service. And I'm not going to change any of these settings, but once I do add some more miners, I likely will change my payment settings. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really, again, like this pool. I also want to thank them for pseudo sponsoring me, and yeah, happy mining.